Hello, everyone. Welcome back to SEO Made Simple. I am Megan Clark from Clapping Dog Media, or Meg as I normally go by. And today we are going to talk all about the Yoast plugin setup. Now, if you are on WordPress, one of my favorite plugins that I put on every site is Yoast. It is the number one premium SEO plugin for WordPress. Now, side note, I'm also right now investigating a couple of other plugins, Rank Math for one, but I'm not quite convinced it's better, and I'm not quite convinced that the other plugins do everything that I know and trust in Yoast. So I want to talk to you about Yoast and making sure that you have it set up correctly, because if you don't know, there are 1,800,000 tabs in Yoast, and none of them seem to make sense. So I'm going to show you the things that I care about and the settings that I would like for you to have. Alrighty, so I am assuming that you have WordPress and also that you have installed the Yoast plugin. If you haven't done that yet, head on over to WordPress and install that plugin. Now, once you get started, once you have it installed, you can go down here to SEO. And the first thing to do anything with is on the features tab. So here we are. If you want to just cheat and jump ahead, I have everything turned on in this tab, except for readability. And we'll get to that in just a second. The SEO analysis basically says that it can read and crawl your site like Google. Cornerstone content. This is a really handy feature, and this is a way for you to mark specific pages and posts that is content that really, I don't know, it's like that really says who you are, that really signifies your services and your business, and it is what you want Google to read if they can only read part of your site. Text link counter, insights, link suggestions. These are all things to make your site more crawlable, adding more links into your site. Absolutely yes for XML sitemaps. I love their sitemaps. I use it over any other plugin for sitemaps. Rate integration. This is a pretty new feature from Yoast, and it basically says, it will, if you have it turned on, it will make sure that your site is always crawled. If something were to happen and your site doesn't get crawled, it will let you know. I like to have it in my admin bar up here. I don't have any advanced settings. And they're letting me beta test something, so that seems pretty fancy. Okay, so if you go over to Webmaster Tools, this is how you can turn on your site for Bing and Google. However, it is very, very, very glitchy, and I don't always get it to work. So I normally register my sites directly on the Webmasters Tool website, and that is a great thing to do. I'm not going to cover it in this video because it's a whole other box of shenanigans, but just know I ignore it here because it's so glitchy. Okay, so the next thing that really matters is if you come down here and go to search appearance. Now, this is where all the action takes place. So title separator is the very first thing, or general, and I like the pipes. However, it doesn't matter. You can use whatever you like. And I have just a great workout for women's legs search up here. And I just wanted to point out that the first one of the search results page uses a hyphen, whereas the second one uses a pipe. So it makes no difference on your ranking. It's just really what you prefer. If you took the site title class last week, you know that I like pipes, but it's totally up to you. Content types. This is really exciting. This is basically us telling Google that they can crawl and index posts and pages on your site. So I definitely have this for yes, because I want posts to show. And the date, this is really up to you. I kind of think that people users click on the most recent or the newest article to read. I don't have any data to back that up. So I like to hide my date snippet, because if there was a post that I wrote 6, 7, 8 months ago, 2 years ago, I don't want people to not click on it because it's an older post. Now, I'm going to click back over here and you'll see it's right here is where the date is displayed. So this one has said it was updated on January 2nd. And look, this one, the shape one, it has it down here as well. All right, let's see if we can find. Okay, so that's where the date is. Now, I like mine having off, but I'd like to hide it, but it's totally up to you. Now, I always have the Yoast meta box appear, and I want to talk about this for a little bit. Here is just the regular title. If I don't rewrite the title, this is what's going to appear. Title, page, separator, and then the site title. Typically, I rewrite all of these to be very specific for each page. Again, check out the site title and the page title video that we did and post that we did last week. Now, for the meta description, we have 3 options here. You can leave it blank, and then on each page or post, you write your own customized meta description. The advantage of this is that it can be very customized. You can put keywords in it, and you can put a really strong call to action. The downside is that you have to write every one. So I don't love that. Another option is for you to write kind of a generic or evergreen meta description, and it will appear on every single page and post, or every single post. I think we're on posts here. Now, that's okay, but I don't like every page to have the same meta description. It's very like all duplicate, and it doesn't make the page feel unique. The third option, and this is the one that I do most of the time, is I have it pull an excerpt from the page. So it pulls the first 350 characters from the page, so it feels customized. It's a little bit unique, and I can go in and edit it anytime if I want to add a stronger call to action to it. So I like these excerpts, and I know this like little fancy code because I have up here, you can go up to need help, snippet variables, and there's all kinds of things here. And this is the excerpt that I just typed in. Okay, so let's go. Hope that makes a little bit of sense. So I like that. This is how I have it set up. Now the same goes for the pages. I have this. I want them to be crawled. I don't want the date. I want the meta box, and then I use excerpt as well. You can go ahead and save those changes. Now, media. This is a big one. A couple updates back, Yoast had this automatically set to no. And basically what this means is when you click on an image within your site, does it pop up as a page or like as an attachment to the original URL? We absolutely want this set to yes. We do not want WordPress to create a new page for every image, because that creates a lot of pages or URLs that Google has to crawl that doesn't have a lot of text on it. So please set this to yes. Just set it to yes and leave it. Taxonomies, that's the next tab we're going to talk about. And taxonomies for WordPress is the way that WordPress kind of links together content, like categories and tags. So over here, I definitely want my categories crawled, because categories are a very important way that Google understands what you're all about and what you're an expert in. Now for the title, again, it just has something generic here. Sometimes I rewrite these. I do write a meta description for them. Now, that is categories. When we go down here to tags, I don't want them in the search results. Tags create unique URLs for every tag, and so it creates duplicate content. So let's say you have a blog post and you have 3 tags on it. Maybe it's a food blog and you have chicken, gluten-free, and dinner. Well, each tag will create a new URL for that recipe. And it just creates duplicate content. Now, so I always have this set to no. Now, tags are really important for on-site search. So once the user has arrived at your site, tags are really helpful to help them find content that they need, that they're looking for. So use tags, just don't have them crawled. So that one's really important. And that's really the last one that's important. For archives, I just have that Google can crawl my archive, and they can show my author. That's fine. Breadcrumbs, I have this disabled because the design of my site does not allow for breadcrumbs. And for RSS, I've just let it blank. So these are the things that are most important, and I really worry about general content types, media, and taxonomies. Now down here, again, we have Search Console. I do this directly on the Google and the Bing Webmaster pages. I find this to be glitchy. For social, you can certainly put in your URLs if you want to. I don't, because I will share it on each page as I choose to. And that's really it. Tools, I have the premium, which lets me to do redirects, but that is absolutely not necessary. You can 100% use the free version of Yoast. And friends, that's it. Now you have Yoast set up properly so it can accurately crawl and index your site.